Hello everybody, in this video we're going to be looking at Unit 5, working with quadratics, going from factored form to standard form. Our learning objective is I can convert quadratic functions from factored form to standard form. Alright, here's a couple problems here we're going to do. We're going to convert the following quadratic functions from factored form to standard form. And we're going to do that with two different methods. One is called foiling or double distribution, and there's a second method called the box method. All right, so here is our factored form for a quadratic. Our f of x is equal to a times the quantity x minus m times the quantity x minus n. We use this form for graphing, where m and n are our x-intercepts. Then we have standard form. F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Both of these forms will give us a parabola shape when we graph it, and they're both quadratic functions. All right, let's take a look at method 1, foiling. It's also known as double distribution. Regular distribution is where you take one number and you multiply it to both things inside of the parentheses. But in this case, we have factored form right here. We have two things here that are going to multiply to both of these things here inside of these parentheses. So this is called foiling or double distribution, because basically what you're doing is distributing twice. So how this works is you have this 2x, and it is going to multiply to everything inside of the second parentheses. And also then negative 4 is going to multiply to everything inside of the parentheses. Hence the double distribution. All right, so let's expand this out and do our multiplication. So our 2x is going to multiply by x, which becomes 2x squared. Then 2x will multiply by our positive 5, making 10x. Then we need to distribute the negative 4 as well. So our negative 4 will multiply to the x, making negative 4x. And then our negative 4 is going to multiply to the positive 5, making a negative 20. So here we've expanded it out using double distribution. And now we need to combine some like terms. So in here we have a 2x squared. We don't have any other x squared terms, so that's going to stay. So 2x squared. We have 10x, and then we have minus 4x. So these are like terms right here. We have a positive 10x minus 4x, which is going to make a positive 6x. And then we have our minus 20. And that is as simple as we can make this right here. So notice we went from factored form, where we had both, we had two sets of parentheses like we do up here. And then we expanded it out to standard form, where we have an ax squared plus bx minus c here. All right. Let's take a look at the same exact equation, except using the box method this time. How the box method works is a little bit like a Punnett square, where you're going to put one side of your Punnett square is going to hold this parentheses here, and the other side of your Punnett square will hold this set of parentheses here. So on this side, we're going to have our 2x minus 4. So 2x and then a minus 4. And then on the other side of the Punnett square, we're going to have an x plus 5. So we have x and we have a plus 5. All right. Then how this works is you multiply to get into the box. So you take this, the 2x, and you multiply it by the x, which is going to make 2x squared. Then we're going to get this box here, we're going to multiply to get into this box. So we have 2x plus 5, or times a positive 5. Remember, we're multiplying. 2x times 5 makes 10x. This box here, we're going to multiply. We have a negative 4 times an x, which makes a negative 4x. And then this box down here is going to be the negative 4 times the positive 5, which is going to make a negative 20. Then what we're going to do is add up everything in the box here. So we did our multiplication to get into the box, and now we are going to add up everything that we've made in the box here. So I'm going to just take our 2x squared plus a 10x minus our 4x, and then minus 20. And that might sound very familiar because it's exactly what we landed on up here, right? Now we need to combine our like terms like we did before. So we have 2x squared plus 6x minus 20. Essentially, this box method is identical to this double distribution method, where everything here is multiplying to everything in here, just like everything here is going to multiply to everything over here. So essentially what you're doing is the same thing. Some students prefer the organized method that this kind of creates, and some students prefer just doing it this way. So no wrong way to do it. It's just two different methods. All right, let's do it again with a different problem here. First, I'm going to do it using foiling or double distribution. So this negative 4x is going to multiply to the 2x. It's also going to multiply to the positive 1. And this negative 2 is going to multiply to the 2x, and it's also going to multiply to the positive 1. All right, so let's do all that multiplication and make a nice clean line here. So we have negative 4x times our 2x. So negative 4 times 2 makes negative 8. And we have x times x, which becomes our x squared. Then we have our negative 4x times our positive 1, which is going to be just itself. Negative 4x times 1 is negative 4x. Next, we have our negative 2 times our 2x. So negative 2 times 2 makes negative 4 and x. And we have a negative 2 times our positive 1, which is a negative 2. And again, we have some like terms here. We have minus 4x here, and then minus 4 more x's there. Our x squared, there isn't another x squared term, so we can't combine that with anything else. And our negative 2, there's not another just number value that we can combine it with either. So just these two like terms can combine, making negative 8x squared. And then we have minus 4x and minus 4x. That's going to make minus 8x and our minus 2. All right, let's do that again with the box method and see that we get the same result. So on our like Punnett square down here, remember that one thing that's in the parentheses is going to go on one side. So this is a negative 4x, and then a minus or a negative 2, right? So we have two things in the parentheses, and we have two rows of this Punnett square. So each of these things goes to each of those rows. Very similar, we have 2x plus 1. So we put here, we have our 2x and we have a positive 1. And again, we're going to multiply everything into the box. It's exactly the same strategy as this, where you're multiplying to everything. So every combination gets multiplied to each other, where these two things get multiplied to these two things. So there's four things to multiply. And there's the 4 there, and here's the 4 here. All right, so let's check it out. So we have negative 4x times 2x makes our negative 8x squared. Our negative 4x times our 1 is going to be our negative 4x. Our negative 2 times 2x is a negative 4x. And then our negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Now we always remember we multiply to get into the box. Then we add up everything in the box to get out of the box. All right. So now let's add everything up. And in most cases, you're going to have some like terms here and here. Notice we have negative 4x and negative 4x. We can combine those like terms. We have negative 8x squared minus 4x minus 4x minus 2. There are like terms to make negative 8x squared minus 8x minus 2. And notice we got the same result here as we did here. And we also get the same result from here as we did here. So two different methods to go from factored form of a quadratic function to standard form of a quadratic function. All right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.